Hello everybody, and welcome back to Evernerds Talk, the amazing talk show where we talk about everything nerdy. No, I said that wrong. We talk about things ever nerdy. I'm gonna get that right one day, Arty. I know it.
One day.
One day, day. Okay, sorry, we're still figuring things out, so if audio sounds weird, I do apologize. So, I will introduce myself, of course. I am the wonderful and amazing HydroCannon58, the creator of the show. And I have here my amazing co-host and wonderful friend and does amazing streams, Mr. Arty Quill, or otherwise known as the what he said. He's here, folks. Introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody, and thank you for that wonderful introduction, Hydro.
I do what I can. So, it's been a while. No, actually, it's been a week. It's been a week.
It's been forever, my dear friend.
So,
it's been a long day. No. Oh, gosh.
We have fun here at Evernerds Talk. We do what we can to interrupt each other as much as possible. So,
yes.
I'm just going to talk about a couple things that's going on. Is that as soon as this episode came out, the first one we ever did should have been released already. If not, then Hydro, you've been doing a bad job, and I feel bad for you. So it should be out already. I think as soon as we're done recording, I'm going to upload it. Okay, Arty? You can say
Sounds great.
Sounds great. I don't know I don't know who I was directing to, so yay! So I was talking with you, Arty, about what we were going to discuss today is some MLP, some E3, because that already passed, and I want to get that covered. And that's pretty much it. I'll talk about Celestia Day. That did happen in the day of this recording on June 21st, 2017. Yes.
Happy summer solstice, everybody.
Which is ironic. I know it's the first day of summer and all, but my job requires me to be outside, and it's 110 degrees where I am, and I hate it. Man. I have to survive that for a whole day, and yeah, I mean, Princess Celestia, you're great, but you're killing me.
For some reason, same here. For some reason, Celestia really, really likes to mess with SoCal.
Yeah, I don't know. She hates the southern states a lot. I don't know. She just wants to make it closer. I guess she just wants us to experience the submarine more. And people wonder why I like to be in the Lunar Republic more.
Yeah, I'm part of the Lunar Republic.
Go, Arty. Princess Luna! You are
Hail
true,
Luna! No, none of that. None of that.
Anarchy!
Oh, man.
Long live the Republic! Okay, enough of that. So, let's start off. Arty, before we started, you wanted to talk about episode 10-11 of season 7. And I've already watched this a while ago, so the reason why I say that is because that's when I saw it, and I don't remember everything. So you'll be the one that will be reacting more into it than I am, and I will put my thoughts into it. So go ahead. Talk about 10 and 11, and we'll have some fun with it.
Well, episode 10, we'll talk about that one first. I loved it. It was an amazing episode, and probably my favorite episode of this, actually definitely my favorite episode of the season, and one of my favorite episodes of the entire show. It's the episode that every Celestia and Luna fan have been waiting for. It is an episode all about the princesses. And
it was such a good episode.
We were waiting to see a little more character into Celestia. We were waiting to see more character into Luna, and we now get
characterization on the princesses? That can't be. No, Arty, this is happening. It's happening.
It's happening, my friend. It is happening, and it was pulled off so well. And basically, what happens is that Starlight is sent by the map. And I'm sorry, my parents are cutting down trees in the backyard.
And we can have some good sound effects for that.
Sound effects. So what happens? My dog is barking. What the heck? What's going on? Anyhow, what happens is the Cutie Mark map actually summons Starlight to the to Canterlot.
Yeah.
Because there's something going on with the princesses.
Now, which was interesting because why is it that the map
hear that?
The only thing that I found interesting is that the map knows Starlight. I thought it would be the main six and, the Princess Friendship and the ones who started
Yeah.
the whole thing. Why I don't know. I thought it was good they chose Starlight for the writer side, but, you could have explained that a little bit, but they never did.
Right, and I actually kind of thought the idea of Starlight being chosen by the map was a good idea because it kind of fills in the circle. Because remember that the very first time that the map was ever used, it was summoning Twilight and her friends to Starlight's village to defeat her, and now Starlight is a good guy here, and she's now helping to solve a problem using the same map that helped her in the first place. It makes a nice circle in the story. Kind of completes the story arc for Starlight, in my opinion.
Yeah, oops, sorry.
It's
So
okay.
Starlight. Sorry.
Starlight.
Yeah, Starlight was the one thing I wanted to share my opinion since you're talking about Starlight is that this was an interesting episode where it was a lot. We are really characterizing Starlight. We are putting so much detail in her as well, and how she is back to the cutie mark business, and people got scared. But really, the main big part of this thing for episode 10 was basically the princesses.
That was the big thing.
And I love everything that happened with the princesses, especially
Absolutely.
since you get to see how they see each other and then doing a Freaky Friday on them
Oh,
basically,
totally. Yes.
and see how each other in each village and they're since they switch shoes basically, but it's cutie marks,
Yeah.
which is interesting. It didn't, it kind of. I just want to add how the cutie marks, because a long time ago there was this thing where the main six cutie marks were switched,
Yeah.
and they
It altered
don't
their
remember who they
personalities.
were, and since it's starting to get more and more confusing. Writers, your
Yeah.
continuity is not helping with that, but let's not dwell on that. Let's just
Yeah.
focus on. Oh my gosh, we see what Princess Celestia does all day. Oh my god, we get to see what Princess Luna does all night.
And what I liked about it is that it really made us see a little bit more into the characters. Like, for instance, Luna was upset with Celestia because she thought that Celestia didn't appreciate all of her hard work, and vice versa. Celestia was also upset with Luna because she didn't think that she understood her hard work. And so Starlight switches their personalities in order for them to understand how each other is feeling. And we get to see what Celestia does every day. And we get to see what Luna does every night. And which, you would kind of think that Celestia would already know what Luna had to do, seeing as she took Luna's place for 1,000 years when she was in the moon.
No,
Like-
I don't think so. It's because Celestia just thought it was just lowering the moon and raising it, which was interesting because in the show
Alright.
she said that that is so easy to raise, as if she's never raised it. Yeah,
but she's,
continuity is not helping in this show, but
Yeah.
still, I find it. Of course, the thing that led with Princess Celestia is that she can go into the dreams, which she couldn't do before, which is what Luna
Alright.
could do, and of course, when she does it, she thinks it's easy, and then she finds out about what's going on in Starlight's head dream. I feel like we
Right.
skipped this Celestia's thing because Luna basically didn't know that Celeste. I just wanted to make a quick note. Luna didn't know that Celeste's job is not easy. It's not easy being
It's-
an official. Okay, you have to deal
an
with a lot
official-
of things, and
Yeah.
it's quite as important to be dealing with being at these opening ceremonies. And with
Being a politician in
with the
general.
politicians, well, the politicians, but the hospital, that I could see how Luna was affected by that and how important it was for
Yeah.
her because she cares about the children, and she can see that Celestia had to do something with this too, because it's not easy ruling a kingdom, and it's
No,
not
no.
it's not just smiling because you want to smile. It's smiling because you have to keep an image.
You
for
have
the
to keep an
people.
image. And that was
course.
something that I thought about, and this was a real realization for me when watching the episode, that Celestia and Luna have, and it was very clear because I was thinking Celestia has her thing, so what exactly is Luna's? And it became very clear to me that Celestia is an official, while Luna really is she's more of the warrior type. Every single night, she has some sort of a mental battle with nightmares as she helps teach other ponies how to deal with their fears. But, like, I always see, now after watching this episode, I see Celestia as the official, as Luna as the warrior, almost. If you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm. I do. And Luna was... You get to really see that Luna's position is equally important in helping, like you said, with the nightmares and everything. But when Celestia handle it, we get to see in Starlight Stream the beginning of a new nightmare version of Celestia, which is...
I've been waiting for that for years.
Which was it? Daybreak? I don't remember the name.
Daybreaker.
It was Daybreaker. Oh my god, the fan art I keep seeing of Daybreaker is all over the place, Arty. God dang.
And even though she was only in Starlight Stream, she could exist. That's the thing. She could exist.
So it just really proves in a moral standpoint that everyone has their dark side.
And that actually, yeah, now that you're saying that actually had proven my theory that I've had ever since.
You and a lot of canon writers want a nightmare version. I mean, if there's a nightmare version of Twilight, there's a nightmare version of Luna. Of course, there's going to be a nightmare version of Sun.
This proved my theory that I think all alicorns have a nightmare version of themselves.
It's more like the dark version, the dark side of us. Everyone has a dark side as much as a good side. Or not a good side, a light side. There's no good and evil in a sense. There's light and there's dark. And of course, you can say it's good and evil, but I'm not going to go into that much detail. But yeah, that's pretty much what it was. And
right. And this was amazing. I just loved this episode so much. And a little bit of a side note here, actually. There was actually a little bit of comic relief also in this episode, even though it was very, very deep, really, this episode. But there's a scene where it shows all of the different dreams that everybody is having, all the other ponies are having.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Pinkie Pie is surfing on top of Gummy, which is hilarious. And then there were
other dreams. I didn't really pay attention to them as soon as I saw the Celestia dream, so...
Yeah, and that, like, there was another dream where it shows... I couldn't tell whether it was Angel's dream or if it was Fluttershy's dream, but it was basically Fluttershy petting a giant angel, like a huge angel. And
every time we go into dreams, there's always something with the others. Yeah.
But
that was fun.
There were 3 dreams. I'm not sure if you picked up on these, but I thought they were important.
There was Princess Cadence and wait, what?
Flurry Heart.
Flurry Heart and Princess Flurry Heart was DJ.
A DJ.
What the hell?
What type of dream is that?
Is this Flurry Heart's dream or Princess Cadence's dream? Or is it Shining Armor's dream?
It could probably be all 3 of theirs, for all I know.
Oh, she can look into Discord. Okay, is it too much to look at? I can't do it. And wow, wow.
There are 3 dreams that I wanted to point out in there. One is that it shows Applejack as a baby being held by her parents.
Yeah. Dang,
although you don't see her
foreshadowing.
Yeah, I know, but watching it again, it made me actually shed a tear in real life. Like, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, she still dreams of her parents. Well, of course, she still dream of her parents, but they never really actually addressed the show that her parents are actually dead. They've only really addressed it once in the entirety of the show. And it's when the Cutie Mark Crusaders got their marks, and Applejack says, "Oh, your parents would be so proud of you if they were here." And that's the only time they've ever actually brought up the fact that her parents were dead.
And I just looked through all the dreams again. I see Dr. Hooves is there.
Yeah, hiding from the angel. Did you see that?
Oh my god! Damn it!
He's hiding from the weeping angel.
Oh my gosh! Okay. Oh god! Oh god! Okay. All right. Okay. So, I know I feel like I'm wrapping it up a little bit because I'm making the show about 30 minutes, but so what did you like you definitely love 10 a lot, right? That was pretty much the big one of 10, because you were going to talk about 11, but 10 is the big one.
10 was great. I
10 was
loved 10.
amazing. Oh god, so much fan service. Okay, so basically the sisters did, the princesses learn how it is to each other's shoes, and they are close to each other, and they understand each other's thoughts and everything. So yeah, it was pretty good. A wonderful episode. So the
I'd
point
like to
is
see
like
more
with
like
how
this.
Freaky Friday is, never assume your parents have it easy, and parents never assume your children have it easy. You both have difficult lives, and then the moral is to communicate with each other. If
Yeah,
you
that's
talk,
good.
then you get a better understanding of each other. You can't always have a magical Freaky Friday to do that. So okay, so with episode 11, Artie, what did you like about that?
All
It's kind
right.
of short to be talking about, so I'm
I'm
wondering what you got for me.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. As much as I loved episode 10, I feel the exact opposite for episode 11. I'm going to be honest. This is the first MLP episode where I truly 100% did not like.
Did not like.
I know that's a very rare thing for me. I usually like nearly every episode, and I usually have something good to say about every episode. But this one, I don't know why this one really got on my nerve, and I don't know why, but for some reason it did. Basically, the premise is Pinkie Pie is invited to Yakistan for a festival with the Yaks. But when a accident causes their village to be buried under snow, Pinkie Pie tries to help, but they're too proud to accept her help.
Yeah, this was a really. Why are you being so difficult? Why are you being what's the word? Stubborn. Stubborn, yes.
I don't want people to start saying, "Oh, you're racist." They're cartoon characters, people. They're cartoon characters. All right, I do not like the Yaks.
If it helps, though, it's specifically the prince who was stubborn. The other Yaks were kind of leaning towards wanting help. I mean, they didn't want to just call on it, but the prince didn't want to ask for help. But really, though, because basically the whole thing was that they wouldn't take help, even though every time it got worse for them in the mountains when the snow got on them. So it was basically, don't help me, but help.
Right. Yes, it was just like that. And honestly, my favorite part of the episode, there was only one part of the episode that I actually have to say that I liked. And it was actually when Pinkie Pie and Gummy were riding home from Yakistan to get the main six, and you get the joke about asking 20,000 questions, the whole 20,000 questions game joke.
What was it? I guess I missed it.
Oh, there's a scene where you know the game 20 Questions.
Oh, so it's like 23,000 questions because that was like how they filled in the time. Wow, the Yaks flew far away.
Like, hey, Gummy, let's play 20,000 questions. And then, like the second that they get back home, she's like, "Well, I used up all 20,000 questions." Like that was the one part that I thought was kind of funny. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I felt like the episode could have been better if they didn't put Pinkie Pie in it. If it was another member of the main six. Because here's the thing. This episode.
I agree with you actually. So
imagine. I'm sorry. Go ahead. It's all right.
Go ahead.
It's like this. Imagine it with this analogy. Okay. Imagine you get a very, very deep, important, big movie like, let's say, The Godfather. Okay, that's not a comedy. The Godfather's no comedy. But let's say that you have The Godfather, but the main character in The Godfather is played by Jim Carrey. All right, and Jim Carrey, he's doing his normal stuff, his normal comedy, but he's the only character being funny in a movie full of characters that are serious, and it just doesn't really work. I feel like Pinkie Pie's humor is kind of like Jim Carrey's humor. In order for it to really work, it has to be playing off of somebody else. There has to be more than one character with humor in one episode. That's why I like Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash together, is because they both when they're together in episodes, they both work off each other very well and make for a funny episode.
Okay, so I do have one thing to mention, but I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna break here. What I mean is, if we had a commercial break, this is where I would put it.
Oh, okay.
I am actually saying I'm not adding this. What I mean, well, we should have done it earlier, but still, I'm just gonna mention this real quick. You guys are probably listening to this on YouTube, but we don't have a sponsorship. Of course, we just started. Maybe one day, we never know. We might.
Maybe.
I am thinking about doing a Patreon one day, actually, Arty. I don't know for sure. We'll
That'd be
see
cool.
what will happen. But for now, I am planning to release this on SoundCloud as well for the audio version. The visual version will be on YouTube on my channel for now. And what's going to be different on there is that it'll have some stuff there. But if you guys want to just listen to us in your car, you can just download it there on SoundCloud and get an easy version for you to listen to. And the other thing is, if you guys have any questions for us or anything you want, like a shout out or something that you want to be mentioned for in the show, for now you can go on Twitter and go into my account for @HydroCannon58, and you can leave a question there. Just put hashtag Evernerds Podcast. No, actually, let's make it hashtag Evernerd question. But every time I've been mentioning my Twitter, no one has ever done it, so I don't even know if you'll do it. So I'm just putting that option out there for you guys. All right, so well, let's go back to what we were talking about. I just kind of want to make it a bit short because I want to talk about our next discussion. So episode 11 was basically, that I agree with the Pinkie Pie too. It was kind of odd because I think the only reason they did is because world building, and we want to mention about the yaks, and we saw Yakistan for 2 seconds. What was that? And the only person who's seen it was Pinkie Pie. And although the main six were in it, I know that much. They were there, so there's that. And I feel like they just thought it looked good on paper.
Yeah, it was probably my least favorite episode, honestly.
And
but everyone can feel free to disagree with me. I mean, I like hearing people's opinions. This is just mine.
Yeah, everyone's entitled to your opinion, Arty. It's fine. So that was basically what we're going to cover for MLP for now. 10 was amazing, of course. 11 was more like a filler world-building episode like they should be doing and everything. That's normal. So let's go into E3 a bit.
E3, yes.
Oh my god, E3 this year was so much going on. Unbelievable. And we're not going to go into every nitty-gritty detail about it. It's pretty much covered at the point of this episode. I just wanted to talk about at least 3 of my favorite things that are coming up this year.
Same here.
And I won't. Well, I can go. The biggest one, of course. Well, actually, let's start with the smallest one. Minecraft, Arty. My God, Minecraft.
Oh yes. Oh
4K.
my gosh.
I don't get why 4K for Minecraft is that important. It was awesome to begin with, but ever since with Microsoft, like, let's give it 4K because it's 4K. But the Super Duper Pack for the 360, oh my gosh, shaders, official shaders.
It's for the 360?
I'm sorry, any Xbox platform.
Oh really?
Yeah, for one and 360. So
my gosh.
It's the Super Duper Pack, which the biggest feature is that there's it basically gives higher resolution graphics for some of the blocks, but the biggest thing is that there are shaders, official shaders, Arty. That means sunlight looks like sunlight and the rays through the shadows. There's shadows, actual looking shadows, and water that looks like water. Now we've had that in PC for the longest time, and it's been a mod that's pretty easy to get, but it's like you need a really good graphics card to handle all the shaders. But since it's going to be on the one, it's going to look good. Not even say great,
amazing.
But at least it's on 360 and we don't have to be like, we need PC to have shaders. Oh, so I'm excited for that. I love to see that. That's coming in October? I don't remember.
And that's not it. Apparently, we're also going to be getting servers on the console versions as well.
Oh,
so,
yes. More servers, yes.
Console players will be able to play with play on the Cube, on Mineplex, and all these really great servers that I've been watching all these YouTubers play, but I've never been able to play it
Yeah.
because I don't have the PC
A
version.
PC, yeah. And now it's going to be available for the Xbox platforms, or any of the platforms,
I am
actually.
so excited. And that's what I love. This is another thing, is that the Minecraft is becoming one big server, meaning that if you have an Xbox, you'll be able to play with people on PC and people with the Nintendo Switch. So
Cross-platforming,
oh my gosh, the world has gotten so much bigger
Bigger.
very fast.
And we didn't, no, we didn't say PlayStation. It was announced for PlayStation. I haven't read more into it, but I've been hearing PlayStation's probably going to not do it.
They're probably going to back out.
I'm not sure
'Cause there's-
why.
There's no way a PlayStation can get along with Xbox.
I'll probably put an actually, annotations don't exist anymore. I'll put it in the video if I'm wrong. But I saw it as news in the know, so I'm not too sure. I haven't looked into it yet, but I hear I think PlayStation's not involved with the cross-platform. So let's say maybe PlayStation.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But there's actually a game that I wanted to talk about that I'm very excited about as well.
Go ahead. I'll make mine last.
Oh my gosh, here we go. Halo Wars: The Flood returns. Oh my gosh, the Flood is back.
I was not aware that was dead. Okay, what's in that game?
All right, so basically, it is Halo. It's simply just Halo Wars, but they're getting an update to Halo Wars.
Is it
And,
2 or 1?
Halo Wars 2.
2. Okay.
And 343 has made a update. The commercial basically shows a whole bunch of banished soldiers walking through a cave, and all of a sudden the lights go out, and they're looking around, and you hear the sound of crawling. You can hear the sound of the Flood crawling, and you hear the grave mine saying, "You should have not come here." And then it just shows a brute crossed with a Flood, and it's, oh my gosh, it made me fanboy so much. I got so excited. The Flood is back, and the grave mine spoke again.
Oh god.
Oh man,
I would feel so much excitement if I was as much into Halo as you.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I know about the Flood, and I know Halo pretty enough to know that. Yeah, that sounds like a big thing for Halo Wars to have the Flood back. Wow, and it's DLC, right?
I think so. I think so.
Or is it more of an expansion?
I think it's an expansion, this update to the game, where it might be a DLC. I'm not sure exactly. But from what I've seen, it looks really good.
Well, I look forward to seeing it on YouTube because I don't play Halo Wars. Sorry, that's not my type of game. But I congratulations, Arty. I hope you have fun with that game when it comes out. You play Halo Wars too?
Actually, I don't play Halo Wars, but I love the lore to Halo, and knowing that the Flood is back in Halo Wars and that Halo Wars is connected to Halo itself, that's what I'm excited about.
Well, I hope to see some stuff on it. I haven't looked at that much into Halo Wars myself, so I'll look into that. Wow. Okay, so I guess it's my turn, right?
Yep.
So there are actually 2 more games I'm going to mention. Did you have 2 more or 1 more left?
I had 1 more left, but I'll let you go ahead.
All right, so, okay, guys, did you know I love Assassin's Creed? I love Assassin's Creed.
Really? I had no idea.
Specifically the cutie marks I made for my OCs are based on Assassin's Creed logos. I don't know if you could tell from that.
Really? I didn't expect you to be somebody who would like Assassin's Creed. That's preposterous, Hydra. Preposterous.
So you can guess what I'm gonna talk about now. Metal Gear. No, okay. Wow, that went totally left turn, but still, Assassin's Creed Origins, Egypt. My God, it looks amazing. It is, well, to a point where I am so glad we have a new Assassin's Creed game that looks like they've learned to take their time to make an Assassin's Creed game, because they had a year off, they had the movie, so they had time to work on this game. And There's a lot of stuff that went into it. The gameplay was amazing, but it was really reminiscent of the last 3 games because it's really getting repetitive how the system works, how it was a little bit of Syndicate and Unity and what was the other one? Oh, come on.
I have no idea.
But basically, the last 2 games, Syndicate and Unity, were the big ones where they had that system of battling, where it's basically using about 2 to 3 buttons for fighting. Because already they had a long series of Assassin's Creed game, and guess what? I played all the console ones. There's side
cool.
games, but I'm not gonna really touch. But the console ones, I played every single one of them. I bought and I've gone through all the story. The only one I didn't really play that much was Syndicate because it only had a thing where you know how games make you have different save files.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But for some reason, some games don't do that anymore, and that's
yeah.
annoying because if I want to play again, I guess I have to delete the one I had. But I don't like doing that because it feels like I'm breaking the system. But anyway, so Origins was basically placed in Egypt. It's amazing, and you can control a bird, and oh my gosh, I can go into so many details. So I'm looking forward to playing that. And I have one more game. Do you want to go next, and then I'll talk about the last game?
Sure, I'll go next. Oh my gosh, Wolfenstein looks awesome.
Oh, I love the Wolfenstein franchise. I love the game, the story in that.
I had no idea it existed before E3. Just to let you know, but I saw the trailer on E3, and the idea of Nazi America.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh, and a new revolution. Like, what would have happened if we lost
To the Nazis.
to the Nazis? And oh man, this is exactly what I had in mind because that thought actually came to my mind a couple of years ago, like when I was first learning, not a couple of years, but when I was first learning about World War One, I was thinking, what would happen if we were to have lost? And this was exactly what I thought. The game looks really great, honestly.
And it's a really great series. It's an FPS game. I'm not usually into those. I mean, other than I play Overwatch a lot. So, wow, I just squeezed. Okay, so that look like a great gameplay thing, and it's a great story. I'm glad you were open to it, Arty. I've known about it for a while for Wolfenstein. It's just so much action-packed game, and I hope you can play the first Wolfenstein that came out on the Xbox One. Right?
Dang.
So, well, of course, Wolfenstein's is actually older than that because I know that's based on because this is basically a revamped version of that on the Xbox
really?
One. Because Wolfenstein was basically in the same era as Doom, the first Doom.
Oh wow, so it is an older game.
That is an old game, and the one for Xbox One came out a few years ago, and that was a really cool because I've seen it the gameplay on YouTube and some Let's Plays, so it looks awesome. And I'm glad you're open to see that world. I hope you have fun with that.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to play that one.
All right, so I'm gonna talk about this last game. Now I'm hyped about it, but it's still technically okay. So I'm gonna say what it is first. It is BioWare's new IP. I've played every Mass Effect game because I love sci-fi. I've played their Dragon Age games. It's ups and downs. I saw that coming, but I love Inquisition. But this is their brand new IP, something they built new and original, kinda in my eyes. It's called Anthem, and it looks amazing, and of course it does because it's BioWare and they want to look amazing in E3. So everything about what I saw, and I'm just gonna give my thoughts. I'm not really into what they showed. So it's basically the Anthem is in your own. Basically, it's called a actually I forgot what it's called. It's basically a suit a tech suit, which is like armor. It can fly. You can get your own like different types. I mean, a lot of games have done it, but of course it looked amazing with BioWare's Frostbite engine. And it's interesting because when I saw this trailer and how much this IP has gone out, this new IP they've made, I can. And Mass Effect Andromeda came out recently. We've all been waiting for that, and I love this game. I do. Andromeda is great. I have no problem. I mean, of course there's glitches. Of course there's some things that are wrong with the story, but I still love Andromeda. But a lot of people didn't like Andromeda, Arty, and I'm sad about that. But I'm not gonna change people's minds about that. But when I saw Anthem, it can be really obvious that they put more work into that game than Andromeda. And I have to admit that. Because, well, although, if they're going to pull a Watch Dogs, do you remember Watch Dogs, Arty?
Actually, I have barely just downloaded the game
Yeah,
on. I got it free with.
The Xbox
Yeah.
thing. Okay, so Watch Dogs in their E3 conference, when they showed it the first time, gameplay, graphics, the story was amazing. It was like, whoa, that is so cool. But when the game came out, it was nothing like that. It was completely left turn. The graphics were subpar. The story was what in the world, and the gameplay was so.
Yeah, you know what I've noticed about it? The city, I've played it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the game where you play as a hacker, right? Just want to make sure I'm getting it straight.
Watch Dogs is basically GTA without being GTA. So
yeah, it's watered down GTA.
Yeah. 2 was, I hear, is better. I haven't touched it yet. I will eventually, but 2 was better than the first one. That's why it's free right now for that. But the point was that things look great in E3, and I feel like they really did wanted to show all the ups and downs of the game. But if it looks graphically great on E3 lately, there's a good chance it won't look the same in the game. So I'll have high hopes for Anthem. I hope it's awesome. The problem is that it's really a co-op experience game, meaning it'd be better to play with friends. So like how Destiny was, how well, Overwatch is like that too, but
oh yeah, Overwatch is awesome.
Games that really involve wanting to be with people, that's great. If you have friends, that's great. But if you're a person who plays literally on their own, an introvert who just, or like you'll play with random people online, I get, when I play Destiny, I had fun with it playing it by myself. But when it's really meant for a group of people, it's really meant for a group of people.
Yeah,
and that's what Anthem is. I feel like that's what that is. Gears of War was like that too. It's much more fun with friends. So I don't know, cause like I if you don't really know much people, it can be kind of a different perspective for a game like that. So
right, exactly.
That's what I think of Anthem, and I guess that's pretty much all the games I really am excited for. Nintendo had a few games that are coming out.
Yeah.
Which is a disappointment that they're not gonna release a Pokemon game for the Switch.
Why did they have to cross Mario with those stupid rabbits?
I don't know. But it exists. It exists, and I don't know either. But
no.
It's I forgot what kind of gameplay it is, but I'm not even into that kind of game either. So I hope you guys have fun with that game. And the other game that came out with the Switch was well, ARMS was the big thing that they have. That's their baby. And there was something else. I know it. I'm just not saying Mario. Super Mario Odyssey looks cool. I've never owned. I haven't owned a Wii U, and I don't know if I'll get a Switch. So if I ever get a Switch, I'm looking for that. Oh, they announced Metroid, which I am kind of a small fan of. So I'm happy for them to like. They're gonna bring back an old game and make it available for the Switch, and it's like completely revamped graphics and all that. And Metroid Prime, which is another big thing for Nintendo. I've always wanted to play the Prime series because I actually wanted the GameCube when it came out, but I never got it. I actually got stuck with the PlayStation. But still, I'm happy for the Metroid people.
And is that it about E3? Because you just said a trigger word right now. You said Prime.
Prime. What about Prime? What did I do?
I'll only mention if we have enough time to talk about it.
I think maybe a couple more minutes we got, and then we'll wrap up.
All right. Well, he mentioned Prime. Speaking of Prime, Transformers: The Last Night just came out as of the recording of this stream.
Yeah, Arty's a big Transformers fan. I know that much, man. I know you love Transformers. I hope it goes well.
Okay, here's the thing.
Okay.
All right, here's what I think. I love Transformers.
Oh wait, did you see the movie, or are you going to see the movie?
I haven't seen it yet. This is just my first little thoughts. I'm actually going to do a bit of a stream with my sister after I watch the movie, where we're going to be ranting. Yeah, hopefully either praising or ranting about the movie. But
I look forward to that.
Here's the truth, and I think everybody feels this at least a little deep down inside, is that the movies are not the best. They have a lot of flaws.
Yeah.
And that comes from somebody who personally, I actually do like the movies. I that's a bit of a unpopular opinion, but I actually do think the movies are okay. But I've been saying for years that they could be better. But okay, so far, the two movies that I think are the best out of them is the fourth movie and the first movie. The first movie because it was the first time for Michael Bay in this whole thing.
Mhm.
The reason why I didn't really care for the third or second one is because they repeated the same mistakes from the first movie. Like, they repeated a lot of the same mistakes from the first film. But when the first film came out, it was the first time they've made those mistakes, so it was a little more excusable. But in Transformers 3 and in Transformers 2, I didn't really care for them. But when Transformers 4 came out, I thought, you know what, there's probably a bit of a chance for the fifth movie, because I loved the dialogue with the Autobots in the fourth movie. Because in the last three, before the fourth one came out, the only real dialogue we've ever got were one-liners when they were fighting, and even then, those were very far and in between. Like, there was never a lot of dialogue in the Transformers from the Transformers. But in Transformers 4, we did get a lot of dialogue. We just didn't get a lot from the Decepticons, which was a problem for me. However, I am excited to see what the fifth movie has in store, because I've been seeing the trailers, and it looks really good. In my opinion, it looks really, really good. Your thoughts, Hydro?
Well, I hope the last night, I believe it's the final Transformers movie. Am I correct?
The final Transformers movie with Michael Bay. This
Michael
is actually
Bay.
kickstarting a new universe for the Transformers.
If they reboot it, maybe I'll watch it again. But the Michael Bay Transformers movies, it's just, I'm sorry. It's more like I want to watch it to see how much I could hate it. The only thing is that I liked the first one. I really enjoyed the first one. They could have done better with the story. There were some plot points that really didn't make sense, but it was enjoyable. I liked the first one. 2 through 4 is hard to watch sometimes because I feel like they killed the childhood of a lot of people.
Yeah.
If you really want to watch Transformers and you want to have a good Transformer experience with really cool action, I would watch the cartoon series, and and the story is good. If you want to see robots getting destroyed to bits like they're paper, go ahead and watch the movies, because that's what I feel when I watch those movies. Because really, why are they getting killed like that? Why is it so easy to kill each other like that? They're super advanced robots, and they make it look like they're biomechanical robots.
Yeah. And if you remember, like, in the lore, they say that this war for Cybertron has been going on for thousands and thousands of years, and it makes you think, after you see them fighting, how come Megatron didn't die much sooner in this battle? Why did it take so long for them to kill Megatron?
It was not that hard to kill Megatron.
Optimus just ripped his head off that easily. But
it's just a mess, and
but
I hope Last Night does well, Arty. I really do, but I feel like it's gonna be the same. And at least they have some famous actors we know, like Mark Wahlberg and that dude. I keep forgetting his name, but he's in like a lot of movies and shows that I know of. And
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Good luck movie, I guess. That's all I gotta say.
Here's what gives me a little bit of hope for the film. First thing, I think that they did a good move by making the Transformers look more solid. Like, if you looked at, like, characters, say, like Barricade from the first movie, he looked very thin and very like, there was a lot of little tiny pieces hanging off everywhere. It was kind of hard to tell what was what when Barricade and Bumblebee were fighting. But now in this new movie, they're given much more, like, smooth, consistent almost human-esque shaped bodies now. Especially like if you've seen images of the new Megatron, you would know what I'm talking about. Like the new Megatron, like I watched the first movie again, and I thought, dang, Megatron looks like a mess in this film.
Yeah, it's like a big pile of metal parts. Because they were trying to make him look like a combination of, like, it was kind of an original day for Megatron's design, and like a combination of the first Megatron from the original series, I think. That's what I thought.
Yeah, but like in this version, you know what the design for Megatron actually reminds me of in The Last Night? It reminds me of the Transformers Prime version of Megatron.
Oh, okay. No, I got confused. So, did you not know that the Prime version's based on the first movie version of Megatron, though?
Yeah, it was based a little closer to the first movies, but I also noticed that there were some things which brought it a little, also kind of close to the G1. Like, for instance, his helmet, how it's like almost bucket-shaped helmet, also is what reminded me of, say, like G1. Another thing which made me think of G1 is that, oh my goodness, he actually had his cannon on his arm-mounted cannon from G1. That was like Megatron's signature weapon, was his big fusion cannon on his arm, which, by the way, they have actually brought back for The Last Night. The Last Night is going to have the only Megatron. It's going to be the first time that Megatron has ever had his fusion cannon in the entire movie's franchise.
I feel like you've seen Megatron do more than I do. I never really saw much of him in any trailers or anything. So, that's interesting to know. Well, I'm surprised that he's still Megatron. Wasn't he Galvatron?
He was Galvatron in the last film.
Yeah.
So what I'm guessing is that this is still the same person, the same Galvatron that escaped at the end of the last film. But I think now that he has his memory of being Megatron again and that he knows who he is, he probably returned to his normal name, seeing as he doesn't want to go by a name given to him by humans.
Right, yeah.
And he's probably he probably scanned a new vehicle mode. And from what we've seen in the trailer, he actually transforms like a normal Transformer again. It showed him transform from his jet mode into his robot mode. He doesn't transform like KSI anymore.
I don't even remember seeing all this. I'll watch the movie, but maybe it's not opening day though.
And here's the thing that I know we don't have a lot of time left. Let me just
we gotta start wrapping up. We already actually passed 45 minutes. We got a bit longer.
Here's the last thing I was going to say. I'm excited because Megatron is actually voiced by Frank Welker, the original 80s G1 voice for Megatron. That right there is amazing.
Wow.
Is that I'm excited about that. I just wanted to get that out.
It's like that last-ditch effort to put some original of the old Transformer fans, huh?
Yeah. Oh boy.
Okay. So this has been a great talk, Arty. Thank you for being my wonderful co-host today.
And thank you for having me.
And this has been Evernerds Talk, and I would like to give my last little quotes. Okay, folks, I want you guys to stay ever nerdy, okay? My own pet trait that I usually say every time is Melodello. Wonderful, amazing fans out there.
And we will see all of you guys later.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.